Hey everyone. So anyone that's joining this video, thanks to VGMHeroes. This was kind of inspired by him, and the topic was a game so good about multiple copies of. And I was like, oh boy, where do I even begin? May not even be a short. This is going to be like a video. I'm going to be uploading this. So, with the game collection this massive, there's going to be bounds of games, a few games that are doubles. And this took maybe 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of games that I immediately thought of and, oh, okay, I know what game to grab. So to anyone who's coming in and, I don't know how long I'm going to go. I'm going to try and keep this maybe 5 minutes. And yeah, so I don't even know where to start. You know what? Let's just start from the corner right here. One of my favorite fighting games. And then it's a party arena game, Power Stone. I actually did just recently talk about this. Sorry for the light. This is just one of my favorite Dreamcast games. Right next to Crazy Taxi, right next to Sonic Adventure. It's one of my favorites. And Power Stone 2, just as fun. I think these two games, I had many hours playing. I didn't 100% of this, just played this enough. So good, I had to get it again. Now, I don't know if this counts because, it's a collection that came out, but it has these two games. I figured it counted. And any reason to talk about this classic, Power Stone. It's amazing. Okay, now Outrun. I don't know if this is a controversial take. I love Outrun 2, I should say, more than the very original arcade game. Just, I love Outrun 2. Like the drifting and all that stuff just made it so much more fun. The heart attack mode, and I love the music. Maybe the graphics for its time was dated, but I couldn't get enough of this when I first got it. I just threw in Outrun 2 because, it's basically in these games. Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. So I was actually just recently, I was going through the challenge modes and stuff, and it's just so much fun. And I'm not a big PSP guy. I actually gave a lot of my PSP stuff to a buddy of mine, and I kept this and a few others. So that's just, one of my favorite driving racing games. No, Moon Pie. I know it's a racing game. I'm not going to argue. Oh man, these are just like some of my favorite games. You know what? Sure. Let's go to Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 2. It is my favorite Metal Gear game. I love the first one. I really like 3, and I haven't played 4. I haven't beaten 4 since I first played it. Try for going back to it, but anyways, Metal Gear Solid 2 is my favorite of the entry. Many hours spent playing, especially, I got this on the PlayStation 2 back in the day, collected all the dog tags, and this came out, a year later, and this is the game that made me get an Xbox. Not Halo, but this is the one. I could remember going through all the VR missions, the Snake Tails. Oh, and by the way, that is a sealed copy. I got this years ago for $10. So yeah, yep. Be jealous, my London friend. And then I got this. Funny enough, I got this because of the Xbox, and then I saw this at Best Buy like months later. It was $30. So I'm like, I guess I'm getting it again. And then, but at that point, I was like, okay, how many times am I going to be buying Metal Gear Solid 2 again? But I should have pulled it out. I also have the Vita version of Metal Gear Solid 2 HD. And replaying that on there made me like realize, this is my favorite entry. So yeah, this to answer your question, if I could just pick one game, I think it'd be Metal Gear Solid 2. But this game, more times I like to admit. I threw this one in here. I have 2 copies of Sonic 2 on the Sega Genesis. I don't remember how. Maybe I got one from the swap meet. One is from my childhood. But, the amount of compilations and Sega Genesis collections that came out, this is a no-brainer. I mean, I got on this, I don't know how many times. I've lost count. We'll go right here because this one's more of a silly one. I didn't realize I had 3 copies of Crash 3. Let me put that right there so it doesn't blind me. So I got 3 copies of Crash Warp, 2 copies of Crash 2, 1 copy of Crash Bandicoot, and I bought them all again. Like, the Insane Trilogy. If you say this is your go-to to replaying the Crash trilogy, nothing wrong with that. I do enjoy this. I actually replayed it on Steam not too long ago, and yeah, these are just amazing games. And I don't think I bought this more than once. If you're not counting this, I've only bought the Crash one once, and funny enough, it was on a 4chan list of sellers and stuff, which only did that once. But I was like, oh, somebody's actually selling it to me, and I'll take that chance. And I think it's a pretty clean copy still. Let's do Rayman first because the Rayman collection just came out, and so the first time I ever played Rayman was on DOS of all consoles, which is funny because like I'm not a big PC guy, but like there's a few of those games I played on PC, and Rayman is one of them. And then the next one I got was this copy. I think a long time ago at Best Buy for like $10. Yeah. Oh, Rayman 2, best game ever. And then I've had this since I was little. I got this when I was collecting Saturn games because, gotta love that Saturn. And every time before the collection, I replayed Rayman, it was the Saturn version. I just prefer going back to the. I think it's just the controller. The controller for the Saturn is really good. The PlayStation controller is god tier, but the Sega Saturn controller is magic. The best Simpsons game ever made. There's some arguments to be made. I don't think there's no argument. Simpsons Hit and Run is the best Simpsons game. I like Road Rage. I like the arcade game. I even like Bart's Nightmare. Hit and Run is just magic. It is in my top 20 of favorite video games of all time. I got this version back when I was younger, and growing up, the PS2 was like the family console to where, my brothers and my sister can play it. And my mom did not want me getting the PS2 version when, I had some money, because she's like, oh, you might get the PS2 version at some point. Months go by, we did not get the PS2 version. I got a job at a grocery store, went to GameStop, and this was like $20. I went, I'm getting this. And she tried doing the whole PS2 thing. I'm like, no, you know what? It's been months. I'm getting the Xbox version. So I've had this copy since the mid 2000s. I don't remember how I got the PS2 version. I just don't remember. Like, drawing a blank. I think the GameCube version I've had for a good while, and this was a buddy's up at school a few years ago. And man, I'm glad I kept it because I know the GameCube version expense. And funny enough, I don't feel a manual. Yep, no manual. But every time I play the Simpsons Hit and Run, I always pick the Xbox version. So, yep. VGMHero, you inspired me to get out all of these games that I've bought, played multiple times. And you know what? I'm sure I got a few of these games on Steam because I have the Capcom Fighting Collection, which has Power Stone. I have Crash Insane Trilogy on Steam. But that this is like the copy from launch. I pre-ordered it from Amazon and it arrived. So yeah. So thank you for anybody who is watching it. And all these shorts. I only have 30 subscribers at this very moment, but anyone who comes, check out the videos and just enjoys me rambling. I hope I'm clear and all that stuff when I talk. I hope what I say makes sense. Just appreciating you who watched it this far, and appreciate all of you, man. And I gotta appreciate the community on Instagram too, because this is where I mainly bought all of these. So that's it. I should talk about that another time. So, anyways, there's a good pile of games I have bought and played more than once.